Yes, or still connecting with the audio.
Okay. So I think we have a new guest, Miss Amrita Tamhane, with us. Just giving her a brief introduction. Miss Amrita, this is a small group that we have made. It consists of all MSME owners, and we have this program called Business Unusual, where we discuss ideas on strategic management as well as personal leadership.
I hope she can hear.
Are you able to hear us, Miss Amrita? If you can wave your hand. No, I think this thing is frozen. But anyway, maybe she can hear us, and we will just brief her about this.
I can hear you, sir. Yeah.
Okay,
Right.
fine. So we discuss on two aspects. One is personal leadership, and second is business strategies. So every Sunday at around 11 a.m. we have coaching session on these topics, and on Saturdays we have open discussion where one of the contributor for MSME comes and contributes with idea on what is going on in his company and how the principles that he is following in his company can help us all, right? And then we have a brainstorming session where what we do is we put a challenge, a personal challenge that any of us is facing in his company or her company, and then we have a question storming session that we take that challenge on the table and we try to resolve that challenge by asking questions. So in fact the person who has put the challenge will reflect and find the answer for himself or herself. So as part of this, today we have Mr. Satish Godse with us. Miss Usha, I think you know each and everybody, so you have to unmute.
Hello.
Yeah, hello. So what we can do is, I think you don't know Mr. Satish and Mr. this thing. So if you can, introduce yourself. We all can introduce, just take 2 lines to introduce ourselves. So Miss Amrita and Miss Usha, they can know everybody, right? So starting with you, Mr. Samir.
Haji. I'm Samir Shah. I am from a company by the name of Remic Group. We are into marketing of chemicals and dyes. And we buy from industries, we sell to industries, and we are spread out in 8 states of India and with infrastructure in around 24 cities. Thank you.
Mr. Kumar.
Hello everyone, I am Kumar from Bangalore, representing a company by name Altomec. We are into supply of vacuum conveying system as well as centralized dust collection system, supplying all over India as well as Middle East Asia. Thank you.
Miss Usha.
My name is Usha Birni. I am from Ahmedabad and I'm running a restaurant named Birni's.
Great. Miss Amrita.
Hi, I am Amrita. Working in Birmese. I'm Usha Birmi's daughter, and I take care of outdoor caterings and restaurant.
Great.
She is handling our catering department completely.
Okay.
She's doing corporate catering as well as private catering.
Oh, great. Wonderful. Wonderful. So we have 2 generations of women business entrepreneurs. I would request Ms. Amrita to join our WhatsApp group also. So we do lots of management and business practices. We share things about that. So it would be nice to have you with us in the WhatsApp group. Right? You can share your number and then I'll add you. Great. Mr. Mehul.
All right.
Hello everyone. Myself Mehul. I'm heading HR in Truzler India Private Limited. It's a German company and I'm having around 25 years of experience.
Great. Dr. Hostin, you'll have to unmute. Dr. Hostin, you'll have to unmute. Dr. Austin, you'll have to unmute.
Is okay?
Yeah, now you are audible.
Yeah. Okay, good afternoon, everybody. We are into manufacturing of welding and cutting machines in Ahmedabad. I'm based in Vatwa. Hi, Satish ji. How are you?
I'm fine. How are you, sir?
Great. Okay.
I'm good, good. I'm good.
So, Mr. Gaurang Shah.
Good evening, all. I am Gaurang Shah from Pranam Engineering, Ahmedabad. We are having authorized dealership for many products related to bearing maintenance and compressed air energy conservation. Also, we are consultant for the compressed air energy conservation in India and abroad. Also, we have a separate MSME certified manufacturing ISO certified unit for portable dehumidifiers and humidifiers. Thank you.
Great. So, Mr. Satish, we can start with your introduction, and then I will share your slide and you can start with the presentation.
Yeah. I'm Satish Godse. I'm working with Newview Conair Private Limited in Ahmedabad. Newview Conair, we are a 50-50 JV with Conair Group USA, and we manufacture plastic auxiliary system. And in my presentation, I will have some detailed introduction. Thank you.
Great. So I'll share my, regarding me. I am a business coach and business consultant and leadership coach. My style of intervention is ontological coaching, which deals with entire entity of human being as well as organization during intervention. Okay. So shall I share your screen now, right? Okay.
Yeah.
So all can see the screen, na?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So Mr. Satish. Mr. Satish, you can see it?
Can I start?
Yeah, please start.
Yeah, I can see the sheet.
Okay, so when you
Yes,
say
the
next,
message,
when you say next, I'll change the screen.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you very much for giving me this opportunity. And thank you very much, Ranbir Singh ji, for creating this wonderful platform. I think during lockdown, it has helped us a lot, and we have gone through a lot of learning session with Mr. Ranbir Singh ji. It's really great. Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
Before I start, I just like to introduce about our company. Newview Conair Private Limited, 50-50 joint venture with Conair Group USA. We manufacture upstream side of plastic processing machine for injection molding and extrusion machines. These include raw material, that is plastic granules, storage system, conveying system, blending system, drying system, mold temperature controllers, chillers, then recycling granulator and belt conveyor. We have 2 units in Ahmedabad, where we have assembly shop as well as our own fabrication shop with all the state of art modern machinery. About myself, I'm a mechanical engineer. I started my career as a installation engineer, installing chemical plants in different parts of India and the world. And then I moved to service and then moved to sales, business development, marketing. And currently I am looking after engineering, marketing, and not sales, marketing and branding and product development. And I have a total experience of 27 years in this field. Except hardcore production, I covered most of the things in a manufacturing sector. Customer service, it's something very close to my heart because I started my career in service and installation. And I believe that good customer service not only satisfy your customer, but it also improve your brand image. It gets you a repeat order. It is a no cost marketing. That is why I think of it. I always believe that your first order gets you because of the effort of your sales and marketing team, but all subsequent orders or repeat orders from the same customer you get because of the efficient after sales service, and that's very key things in any company. Corner worldwide known for its service, and that is what I learned with my association with Corner for all these years. In many countries, Corner refuse to quote because we cannot provide customer service in that countries, and that's kind of a commitment they have. If we don't have a customer service support, then don't quote. That's what they tell. Regarding in Ahmedabad, 70 to 80% of our business is coming from existing customer. That's a repeat order. Sometimes it scares me. It's very good, but I also want orders from the new customer. But it's a happy situation that customers are coming to us. And that's possible because of our customer service. We have a very efficient team of 50 service engineers. They are spread across the country, and we have a very good manager, a very technically qualified manager, and he handles the team very nicely. So whenever a service engineer join our company, he undergoes a complete 30 days training at our facility. He goes to the production floor, shop floor. He witnessed how we build the machine. He operates the machine. Even during testing, we have a R&D setup where he can go and play with the machine and try to understand each and everything. We also ensure that he goes to the customer site near Ahmedabad on-site training. And once his training is completed and we are satisfied,
Mr. Satish,
then
can
we post him on the field.
Mr.
Sometimes
Satish,
that
can we
training
hold on
go
for a minute?
30 days to 45 days as well.
Mr. Satish, can we hold on for a minute?
Yeah.
We have
No problem, sir.
we have Dr. Neeta online, and she is saying that she is not able to log in. समीर जी, कोई सॉल्यूशन है आपके पास?
लॉगिन एक बार लिंक एक बार क्लिक करते हो ना तो मेरा तो तुरंत सीधा आ ही जाता है.
नहीं, वो कह रहे हैं पासवर्ड इनकरेक्ट बता रहे हैं, एक्सप्लोर नहीं ले रहा है.
It is growth, I suppose.
मैंने तो पासवर्ड भी नहीं किया.
एक मिनट, पासवर्ड ग्रोथ है या एक्सप्लोर है?
एक्सप्लोर
ही है. मैडम एवरीबडी हैज पुट एक्सप्लोर ओनली. तो व्हाट कुड बी द रीजन मिस्टर समीर? क्या हो सकता है?
EXPLORE.
हाँ, EXPLORE और EE in small cap.
Sir, ask her to use the login again, sir.
अच्छा, Mr. Kumar is saying कि madam, if you can log in again, if you can just log out and log in, restart the Zoom app.
Try to punch in maybe correct meeting ID.
ठीक है. Yeah, okay, madam. We are waiting for you. Huh? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think she'll log in. She'll log in again. I mean, the thing is, I apologize to everybody, but since we have made a small group, so we see that everybody is benefited and included. So that is the reason I was concerned about her participation, and she is a very enthusiastic participant in this session. Yeah.
No problem, sir. We can wait.
Yeah, just for 1 minute, if we can wait, and then we can start maybe. Okay, I think she is there.
Not yet.
Okay. So
9 participants.
Satish ji, we can go through this introduction part.
हाँ.
है ना?
वो complete कर दिया.
And then we'll be having that article session also. Yeah, Mr. Satish, please let me know when to change the slide.
Yeah. Can I start now?
Yeah, please.
Yeah. So my initial introduction part is over. Now I want to move to the PPT. So please go to the next step.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. I just missed one point. As I said, we give training for a 30 days. Yeah, as I said, I give training for a 30 days for a new joiners. At the same time, every year we have a service conference in our company wherein we call each and every service engineer to the factory, and wherein he goes for the product update trainings, new feature trainings, and a lot of other trainings. So one of the training model is, which is I am sharing here with you all. This is not a technical training, but this is kind of a soft side of the training, how to provide a good customer service. That is what I try to explain them. The first few slides are actually a quote from the famous people and personalities about the customer service. You all must be knowing this. These slides, I show them just to tell them how important customer is to us. And one of the quote from Sam Walton, the Walmart founder, says, there is only one boss, and that is a customer, and he can fire everybody in the company from the chairman on down simply by spending his money somewhere else. That means any unsatisfied customer can go to our competitor, and that will finish our business. So customer is very, very important. Can we move to the next slide? Next slide is also from very famous personality, Mr. Henry Ford. He says, it is not the employer who pay your wages or salary. Employers only handle the money. It is the customer who pays the wages. And that is what I tell my service engineer, that we are not paying your salaries, but your salary is coming from the customer. So if your customer is happy, he pays us, we will be able to pay you. We are just facilitating all this transaction, but actually your customer who is paying your salary, my salary, and everybody's salary. So these two slides, I tell them just to give them the importance of a customer. Can we move to the next slide, sir? Then what does a good customer service means? It is a providing a quality product and a service. That means whatever product we are supplying to customer, it should be of good quality. We should provide them a good service. That product should satisfy customer needs and wants. So whatever customer is expecting, what his application is demanding, this should satisfy the customer. And these two things result in a repeat customer. So if we provide a good customer service right from the beginning to the end until the product customer has, or till the product life cycle time, if we provide a good customer service, that results in a repeat orders, and that's what we all want. Yeah, next slide. Yeah, the good customer service has an advantage for the company as well as the engineers. For a company, it's a continued success. It increases our profit. I get a repeat customer. Market expansion of a product and service. We make multiple products. We are almost 10 to 15 product families. And if a customer is happy with one product, and if he is in need of another product in his factory, he will obviously first think of us. That gives us chance to sell my different products or a complete project to this customer. So that's my expansion of my product to that particular customer. It also improves our brand image, because this customer is going to tell few other customers or his friends or his industry partners that yes, Conair provide a proper service, good service, I'm happy with them. And that improves the brand image and it helps in marketing. For an engineer, if he provide a proper customer service, it's a job satisfaction for him, higher job satisfaction. It improves his morale, because if he does good thing, customer happy, if customer appreciate, we appreciate, it's really does very good to his morale, and next time he goes to another visit, he'll be always charged up. and sense of achievement, that he feels that he has achieved something. There's one story I want to tell you here. It happens with me. Way back in my early days, I was doing a installation of a plant in Iran. It was a 3 months project. I stayed there for 3 months. I did all the installations of all these chemical equipments. I started the plant, commission, so started giving the result, and it was time for me to come back. But actually, there was a small issue which I was unable to solve. Back then, we had a big, huge control panels, no PLCs, and we had an alarm annunciator which had certain issues. And actually, I'm a mechanical engineer, and I was unable to solve that problem. I tried my best, and I was eager to go back home because I spent 3 months in Iran, and I'm tired of food and other things. And I was thinking, when I'll go back home. But I called my boss. I told him that I want to go back, but there is a small problem I'm unable to solve. Maybe, we can provide resources on phone to customer after discussing with the electrical design team, and customer can solve the problem. Yeah. My boss, I still admire him, Mr. S.P. Kulkarni. S.P. Kulkarni, he was our general manager. He was a very nice gentleman. He listened to me, and then he told me, Satish, some background noise coming. Yeah, he told me, Satish, if you want to come back, you can come back. But I just have one thing to say. You work hard for 3 months completing this entire project. It's working, but this is a small problem. Do you think you will get a satisfaction when you come back home that you did 99.9% and just leaving behind one small problem? If you think, then you can come back. Otherwise, you stay there. I will provide some more resources. I'll be happy if you solve that problem and come back to India. And that made me think, yes, he was right actually. So I stayed there for a couple of days more. I got all the drawings. I solved the problem. But after solving problem, when I came back to India, I got that sense of achievement that I completed 100% of the job. And that is very important for everyone. I did so many installations later on. I did service also. And every time my thrust was to complete the job and then come back to, your place. So that really helpful. The sense of achievement, sense of completion is really, really important. And that's what I try to emphasize to our service team as well. Can we go to the next slide? Yeah. These are some of the points I tell to our service engineer how to provide a good customer service. First, important is acquired product knowledge. Without having a product knowledge, you cannot provide a service to a customer. That's why we do lots and lots of training in our company so that they get updated or they get proper training to provide a service. So that is very important. Then whenever they go visit to customer, the important thing is to listen to customer. What customer is trying to say, what customer wants him to do. So once he listen carefully, it is easier for him to solve the problem. Sometimes, we don't listen properly and we just go to the machine and try something, that doesn't yield the best result. So important to listen to the customer, his operator or maintenance person or who are using that machines, and they able to tell us what exactly happening, and that help us to solve the problem. Maybe once if we listen to the problem correctly, if we understood the problem correctly, then it is easier to solve the problem. That's why it is important to listen to the customer. Second, another thing.
Excuse me, Mrs. Acha, if suppose somebody has some question, should he interrupt you and ask or wait for the end?
Yeah, he can ask anytime or after that, whatever. I'm comfortable with both.
Okay, so I have one question with this one thing. Okay, is customer always right?
You cannot say 100% right,
So at
but
that
you
time,
have
what do
to,
you do?
but you have to say that customer is always right.
Okay.
I
Because he's operating that machine. See, I'll tell you why. We manufacture machine, we produce machine, we go and commission the machine. But the customer is operating that machine day in and day out. Maybe after 1 and 2 years, they know more about our machine than we knew. Many times customer operators give us a lot of feedback, important feedback.
Okay. So it applies to
That
all industry. Like we have one outdoor caterer with us, a restaurant owner with us, and a doctor who is trying to log in. But so it applies to all across industry. Okay, customer is always right.
always that's see when we go to the customer, we should always have that thing, we have to serve this customer is right. And even if you know that customer has a wrong, then you should able to explain them properly
Okay.
rather than getting into argument, rather than getting into things. There are certain points I'll tell you in the next few points.
Okay. One follow-up question. If you think it will be covered, then it's okay. But just yeah, how much price do we pay for for going extra mile? I mean, suppose a customer is demanding something and that is going to cost you. So just to keep that customer satisfied or happy, what do you? I mean, how much?
Cost, yeah. Cost, see, if that cost me for providing any spare parts, then I will tell them, okay, that is the cost. But if my engineer is going there, okay, he goes there, he finishes the job in 1.5 hours, he has gone so long to the customer, he has a time, he can spend the time and do some preventive maintenance. That is what I say when it says go extra mile.
Okay.
That doesn't cost much to me.
So, because we have a restaurateur also over with us, here with us, we have one service industry, Mr. Samir Shah, service being, but a trading firm, right? And we have 2-3 manufacturers. So, suppose a customer goes into a restaurant and asks for something, just to please him. I mean, how much would you advise them to go? I hope you understand my question.
So I'll tell you, I stay in a hotel. I stayed in a hotel for all these 23 years. Even I'm staying in a hotel.
Right.
See, next time when customer comes to you, if you remember his choices, if you remember what he likes, and if you give a service accordingly, he is going to come back again and again.
Okay, okay. Just I may add, Miss Usha and Miss Amrita, Mr. Satish stays in Hayat, Ahmedabad. He's from Pune, and he stays 4 days in Ahmedabad, and 2 days he travels back to Pune. So I think he would be a right person to give a judgment on service industry like hospitality.
Yeah. See, all these 30 years, I'm traveling almost 20 days a month, and I'm stayed in a different hotels and different country and different places. And I know hotel and restaurant business. And current, so I came here on Monday after 2.5 months, and I'm really happy about the service that Hayat has provided me currently. I don't want to go to any other place, sir. They are really great, actually. Okay. Then third point is reacting on time. It's always important when customer calls you, and if you delay, that doesn't make any sense. So what we tell our engineers is, even customer calls you, if you are busy with other customer, you cannot reach out. Maybe you try to solve the problem on phone. Even if that is not possible, you should assign that call to some other in your region, or you should call your manager in factory. And by the time any engineer reaches to the customer, we should able to serve the customer over phone and try to solve problem. So reacting to customer call is very, very important in shortest possible time. I don't want customer is calling today and my engineer going there after 3 days. That is not acceptable. Secondly, be courteous when you go there. You should always respect customer. You should be polite. Many times, because of your good behavior, customer also support you. Customer and his team, they support you. They work with you as a team, because if you treat them properly, they will also treat you properly, and it is a kind of a teamwork. So it's very important to be polite with the customer, give respect. he's a customer, same time he has operators, they are also human beings. So you have to give them a respect as a human being, as a customer, and if you are good with him, he will be good with you, and that will help you to solve the problem. Many times problem doesn't get solved, but if we don't behave properly with the customer gets angry, they don't support. Many times customer also see, yeah, he's trying, he's a good person, I should give him some time to solve the problem. So that always helps. Then go extra mile. Always, you are going to the customer, he has one problem that you solve. But if you do something extra, it's always beneficial without having a major cost. That, as you said, if you need some spare parts, that's a different thing. But if you can do some preventive maintenance, or if you do some other thing in the machine that improves the performance, it's always better. You should do it. And I tell my engineers, they should do it. And that always helps. Do not give any false promises. So that's very important. He goes for a service, and if he tells something different or anything about the machine which we cannot do, or which is beyond the capability of our machine or our ability, we should not promise. We shouldn't do any false promise to customer. We should be very upfront. This is what it is. This is what it does. And this is what it's supposed to do. Then if customer angry, work extra hard. I learned this from Whirlpool here. I was doing a startup for a Whirlpool in Faridabad plant, and they had a service conference, and we're all staying in the same hotel. And on a dinner, I was having a dinner with this gentleman, and he told me that, see, most of the service in your life is whenever customer calls them because there's a machine is breakdown and customer is always angry. So when you go there, if you do something extra than what he expects, it always helps. Always helps. And maybe customer also think, oh, I made a mistake, I shouldn't be angry on him. So he also supports you. Another important thing is do panic and do not rush. Whenever you go to the customer, if you say the problem, don't rush, don't panic. This also I learned from an American engineer. I was doing a mango concert in Maharashtra. It's a very tall, almost 32-meter high concentrator, which has a heated shaft. And we started the machine, and then we went for a coffee with the owner, and we are sitting in his office and having a coffee. And there was a loud, big sound coming from this evaporator. And everybody started running and rushing to the evaporator, seeing what's happening. And even I started running. And this engineer, American engineer, has told me, Satish, he hold me actually my hand, don't run. If you run, if you are panic, that means you don't know about the product, and customer will lose faith in you actually. If you rush, if you show panic, then it's very difficult. So don't rush and stay calm and think. There is always solution for any problem. So, and when you panic, we all know, we lose our ability to think properly. So panic doesn't help. Do not look for temporary solution. No temporary solution. When we go there, you analyze the problem, take some extra time, but we should do some root cause analysis and proper solution, long-lasting solution. We don't want customer to call back tomorrow again. It's the same problem. You did something temporary and that problem has occurred again. So it is important to have a proper, long-lasting solution to that problem.
Is it possible? Excuse me.
Sorry?
Is it possible that sometimes you need to give an emergency solution because a permanent solution would take a longer period of time to implement?
Yeah, it is possible. It happens many times. In our case also happens. Many times, because to have a long-term solution, you need some parts, you need some extra accessories, but that's a different case. But, every time that should not be a case that you are doing some temporary solution, temporary fix and coming back.
Right.
That's For major things, yes, I understand, because we are in capital equipment machinery. Sometimes it happens that we have to ship some parts, and for that we can do a temporary solution, but we should fix that as early as
Right.
possible. Then another thing happens is no safety bypass to please customer, because any downtime is not acceptable to customer and he wants to run the machine. So we do some safety bypass just to keep the machine running. In our equipment, there are a couple of safeties. One, running. Other safety alarms, if you break the safety, they are permanently shut down the machine. And unless until you solve the problem. We call it as a passive and active alarms kind of. But I tell my engineers, don't bypass any safety. Explain the merits and demerits to customer. So because safety bypass also has a effect on the operator. If something goes wrong with him, he may injure. There are many other things. So safety bypass is something which I don't recommend. Then next is proper training. Once he goes, he solves the problem, then we expect him to tell the operator or maintenance person what was the problem, what the problem, what is the solution, and what he did. A proper training always help. So that operator may not call him next time there is something similar thing occur, and he can solve himself. So that reduces the burden on our team. The last is ownership of the total process. I tell them because many times they go to the customer, they solve the problem, customer requires some spares, they just call factory, okay, quote this to customer. But that shouldn't stop here. They should ensure that customer gets the parts to his factory, the parts get fitted, and that entire job is complete. They should not pass on this to something else. Once he goes to the customer, it's his baby till the job is complete. So that's I called as the ownership of the total process. And a service engineer should ensure that the problem should solve and the entire thing has been closed in the system. Can we move to the next slide, sir? This is again repetitive, but I just tell them when you visit the service, again, listen to the customer, prioritize the complaints. So you should see what are the complaints are and which one you should solve first, and then so on. Review the problem with customer and operator, because in plastic industry, we work with it's a family owned company, kind of an informal sector, where we deal with the owner and the operator, and operator goes to the owner maybe, and it is an issue, customer calls us and there is some communication gap. So I tell them to review problem with both the customer as well as their operators to understand. Again, do not panic, solve the issue and train the customer so that it does not occur again, and request customer feedback. We have a feedback form wherein once we install the machine and it started running, after a couple of months, we send a feedback form to customer and get their feedback. Can we move to the next slide? These I tell our engineers about the expectation from customer and company for a service. It's time and cost. These are the two most important factors for a customer as well as a company. So you need a quick resolution, low cost of service. That means I don't want him to visit there again and again. We should go and finish the job in one go as far as possible. Minimum downtime. That means customer, everybody wants their machine to run 24/7. Any idle time is a production loss and is a loss to the company. So minimum downtime is a primary requirement of any customer, and just in time service. And if we do all four, then we would be able to achieve these two goals, time and cost, and expectation from company as well as a customer. The next slide, please. We also provide the installation services for all our equipment. Our service engineers are trained to do installation as well as customer service. if there's a big project, we depute engineers from the factory. Otherwise, the local team take care of most of the equipment. So there are certain guidelines. I tell them for a proper and effective installation. The first thing is a study worksheet in detail. So whatever equipments or whatever this equipment is designed for the application, any special requirement from the customer, instruction from the manager, and also packing list. So we should study all the related documents. And we have a system in place. So whatever sales team commit to the customer, everything gets printed in our system and it goes to a service team as well as a person who goes for installations. So we call it as a work order. Work order has all the equipment detail, application detail, and any special instruction. And the copy of that goes to the installation engineer. This we do just to ensure whatever commitment sales team has given, that should be fulfilled, because many times sales team commits something and if your install engineer doesn't know, then he may do something differently. So just to ensure that communication follows properly, we have that system in place. I tell them to read operating manual. See, operating manual is something which has everything about that particular product, and most of the equipment manufacturer, they know their equipment well, and that is what they put everything in a operating manual. And if you read a manual, I think that always helps. So whenever they come here, they undergo training, but you cannot tell them each and everything. But with the manual, they get all the details. I encourage them to also study the wiring diagram, because in our industry or in our capital equipment or machinery, majority problems comes because of the electrical and instrumentation and control part of the equipment. So once you study the wiring diagram, then you know, and that helps you to solve the problem as well. When you visit customer, we tell them to inspect the site first, the location, and they can discuss with customer where they want us to install the equipment. It's already in the drawing, but still they go to the customer, and then at the actual site they discuss with customer team, and then finalize the location and everything. We also tell them to check material received and compare that with the packing list. So whatever we ship, it's in the packing list. But before we start installation, we should ensure that everything is received at the site. Uh, there, there is no loss in transit or a shortage, because once he has all the material, it's very easy to do installation in time. Then they should also discuss customer regarding utilities requirement, because in all our equipments required water, power, compressed air. So without these three things, we cannot run our machine or start our machine. So we should inform customer in advance what are the utilities required. Actually, we also have a pre-installation checklist that we share with the customer before we start the installation, and that gives a entire requirement of utilities. And when our engineer goes to the site, he just go and check according to the sheet and what is being provided by the customer. And then next step is to install the system, commission the system. After that, it is important is a training part of it, and we encourage them to give training to customer team, classroom training or an on-field training, both the things. Maybe they can give classroom training about the product application, its theory, and then at the product itself, at the equipment itself, training on operation, preventive maintenance, routine maintenance. That is a must. And in the end, after signing off, get the customer feedback, because we just want to know how customer is seeing us, whether we met his expectation, whether he has more expectations, whether we can fulfill this. So this feedback form gives us where we stand. Can we move to the next slide, sir? Can we move to the next slide? Sir, yeah. uh, this is the slide I tell them how service engineer improves the brand value, good behavior with the customer, and overall service experience of a customer, and ownership of the entire process. The brand is no longer what we tell the customer it is, but it is what consumer or customer tell to other. That's very important. So as I said in earlier talk, that everyone working in our factories are brand ambassador, and service engineer plays very pivotal role in improving our brand image. Next. That's a customer feedback form. We just ask important question: how likely that you recommend Review Corner to your colleague or a friend, and that's very important. And then we ask about the product quality, communication of company personnel. Can you move to the next? Then after sales service, then overall competitiveness of our product, and then we seek suggestion from customer, and yeah, that's a feedback form we have. Can we move to the next? I think that's the end of my, and then customer information. Next slide, sir. Yeah, can we move to the next slide? That's all from my side. Thank you very much listening to me patiently. Thanks a lot again, sir.
Thank you very much, Mr. Satish. Wonderful approach to do marketing at a less price, I would say, right?
Yeah.
Great. So Miss Amrita also gives you a thumbs up. Thank you, Miss.
Thank you.
Yeah. So any questions first? We'll have a 5-7 minutes question round for Mr. Satish, and then we can move on to our next agenda.
So Satish ji, before the engineer leaves for the customer, leaves from your factory for the customer, are there any certain rules that you make them repeat? आप इतना बोल लो फिर जाओ, आप इतना समझ लो फिर जाओ. Because
sir, we all
individuals, though they are being trained to do something, वो inherent उनकी ट्रेनिंग ऐसी बचपन से होती है, कोई जुगाड़ करो, कुछ निकालो, कुछ रास्ता निकाल दो, उसमें कॉम्प्रोमाइजेस बहुत हो जाते हैं. इसलिए how do you ensure that?
I agree with you, sir. But we don't. Most of our engineers, they are the professionals, and we assume that they know their job, and we assume that we provided them a proper training. If they are doing something of what you said, then maybe we need to improve our training practices. There are some cases happen that our service engineer had given some false promises or something. They told something different to the customer, and whenever we get such cases, we call them and we explain them that this should have been done. You did this, and next time please don't do this. So we have that thing in process, because this customer feedback form from the customer we get, and if any service issue, we immediately call that process owner or who is doing it, and we find out what is happening. So call customer, our sales team goes there and try to find out what's happening. But whatever it happens, sir, you cannot satisfy. There's one bottom line: you cannot satisfy your customer 100%. And at the same time,
but isn't it contradictory?
It is, sir. It is
because we are dealing with humans.
It
and
is,
we are dealing
but
with
still.
So,
yes, exactly. Their expectations are always. Even you think yourself as a customer when you go to any restaurant or any shop, any mall, your expectations are always high. Whatever he says, whatever he commits, you still want more for the price you are paying.
My question is, who sets the expectation? Who sets the expectation?
You yourself set the expectations, sir.
Then how can you say that customer is responsible for over expecting?
See, I'm saying when I say as a customer, when I go there as a customer, that's what I'm saying. If I am a customer, I always have a high expectation. I know I cannot match. See, I'm telling him that when I go to the mall, I go to the restaurant as a customer, my expectations are always high.
Because like you said,
And when
for every customer, the bottom line is that that machine should be working 24/7.
Yes.
That is the peak. So
Yeah.
the nearest you can get to that is.
Okay.
See, 24/7, then I put it other way, sir. It should perform what is it intended for.
Exactly.
Yeah. So it is 24/7, 8/6, or he may have some
And
other requirement.
It's only a phrase just to explain.
ओके इसमें आई वुड लाइक टू ऐड वन थिंग कि जो B2B कस्टमर्स होते हैं ना उनका एक्सपेक्टेशन फिर भी सेट करना इजी होता है और B2C जो कस्टमर है लाइक वी हैव सर्टेन पीपल ओवर हियर हु डायरेक्टली डील विद द कंज्यूमर्स उनका एक्सपेक्टेशन सेटिस्फाई करना थोड़ा सा मुश्किल हो जाता है रीजन बीइंग कि व्हेन एन इंडिविजुअल टेक्स अ डिसीजन अबाउट समथिंग it is more dependent on emotion and instinct. But when a business entity takes discussion, it is more of a collective decision making where, you know, there is a process involved, there is a check and balance involved. So B2B decisions are slightly more rational than B2C decisions. I think this we have two kind of business entrepreneurs here. Ms. Usha would be dealing with B2C customers, and Ms. Amrita would be dealing with B2B customers. Am I right? In a way.
And there is one more thing, you know, in B2B, even in our customer, you know, if he raises expectation, and by trying to meet that expectation, if it is going to take more time to start the machine, he will always lower. No, I want to run the machine first. So that also happens.
Okay, great. So I think thank you very much, Mr. Satish. It was really impressive. And coming from, you know, I would say coming from horse's mouth, I know his company very well. I mean, he is a friend and a client. So I mean, friend first. But I know the brand image that New Corner carries and the way they work and the kind of system they have, and I can really vouch for it. And coming from horse's mouth, it is really, I mean, very convincing that yes, I mean, it is possible. अगर हम चाहें तो हम ये सब कर सकते हैं. So thank you so much, Mr. Satish, and Mr. Sameer.
Actually, Ranbir Singh,
Yeah.
Thanks a lot for the opportunity, and I just want to mention here, Ranbir Singh ji helped us to draft our HR policy. I was also looking at the HR at that time, and we worked together and we drafted that policy, and it works really well. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Okay, so now we move to second session. Okay, we had shared this article from Harvard. Yes, Miss Usha has a question. You have to unmute yourself.
जो इन्होंने डिस्कस किया बहुत अच्छी तरह डिस्कस किया, पर जब हमें कस्टमर के साथ जब सीधा डील करना पड़ता है तब काफी क्वेश्चन अराइज होते हैं. कई बार क्या होता है कि हम लोग सही होते हैं, उसके बावजूद कस्टमर बात सुनने के लिए तैयार नहीं होते. उस समय बहुत पेशेंस की जरूरत होती है उस कस्टमर को हमारी बात समझाने के लिए. और कई बार ऐसे होते हैं कि जैसे सतीश जी ने बात की कि एक्सपेक्टेशन बहुत ज्यादा होती है, पर हम जब वो लोग उन लोगों को मालूम है कि यहाँ पर इस तरह की ही चीजें मिलेंगी, बट जैसे आप कोई ड्रेस लेने जाते हैं या हमारी ही देखिए जैसे कोई पार्टीज वगैरह कैटर करते हैं जब हम, तो उसके अंदर क्या होता है कि हम उनको बाकायदा कंप्लीट फोटोग्राफ्स बताते हैं, सब कुछ बताते हैं, और उस किस तरह सर्व किया जाएगा वो भी बताते हैं. पर उसके बावजूद जब पैसे देने की बारी आती है ना, तब प्रॉब्लम्स खड़ी होती है. उस समय पार्टी के बाद उनका फीडबैक बहुत अच्छा होता है. जब इमीडिएट आप फीडबैक लेते हो तो इट इज वेरी गुड. कि एक्सेलेंट सर्विस थी, फूड इज एक्सेलेंट, एवरीथिंग इज एक्सेलेंट, पर जब पेमेंट का टाइम आता है उस समय, अरे आपके वहां पे ये प्रॉब्लम थी, वहां पे प्लेट्स नहीं थी, वहां पे हमारे गेस्ट वेट करते रहे, उनको वेट करना पड़ा। तो ऐसी जो प्रॉब्लम्स होती हैं ये सॉल्व नहीं होती।
Madam, I think either one of negotiation tactics to pay less rather than any problem. ज़्यादा ये रहती है कि मैं कैसे कॉस्ट कम करूं।
But how do you respond to such situation? आप ऐसे situation में respond कैसे करेंगे?
Yes.
Suppose you are the manager of this restaurant, how would you respond?
ये नेगोशिएशन हमेशा हमारे बिजनेस के अंदर ये बहुत रहता है कि लास्ट मोमेंट पे नेगोशिएशन बहुत रहती है।
पोस्ट द परचेज, राइट? परचेज होने के बाद नेगोशिएशन होता है, तो उसको हम कैसे एड्रेस करेंगे? आई थिंक वी कैन मेक वन ऑफ द चैलेंजिंग पॉइंट्स, इसको हम एक चैलेंज पॉइंट की तरह ले सकते हैं। व्हाट डू यू से? या मिस्टर सतीश?
maybe you can seek an advance payment as far as possible. Maybe you can just leave something like in say 80 to 90% payment you should get upfront, because in your case I think most of the cost goes in, you know, raw material and everything, it's all cost, so you should seek that upfront.
Madam, are we talking about the catering business or the restaurant business?
Catering business.
So I suggest one thing. Next Saturday को, madam, if you permit us, next Saturday को जो हमारा challenge storming round है, जहाँ पे we take a challenge and then we all sit and raise questions about that challenge, है ना? So that we find some kind of, you know, solution or insight or some way out of this. So what do you suggest, Mr. Sami? What does everybody suggest? Can we take this as a challenge?
Yes, why not? I mean, like आप गाइड कर लीजिए कि भी किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस पूछने हैं, starting with the particular word and all.
No, that should be open.
ठीक है,
उसमें हम डायरेक्ट नहीं कर सकते किसी को. Usha madam will put the challenge on the table.
fine.
Then every one of us will ask a question that could make her reflect. Okay, what can we do? Yes, Mr. Satish, you want to say something?
Just next Saturday I'll be driving back to Pune.
अच्छा, you
I
are
won't
driving
be able
back.
to join.
Okay, so अभी तो 4:30 हो चुके हैं, तो if we start today, तो I think वो हमारा book वाला article वाला रह जाएगा.
Okay.
So what, as you all suggest.
Ranveer sir,
Yeah, Mr. Kumar.
I have one question for Satish ji.
Hmm.
Satish sir is into service sector. Correct?
No.
I personally feel in a company, the head, the marketing person, the sales team, the administration team, and service team, so all put together a company. Here, a service person has a very soft corner towards the customer, more what we have felt, what we have observed also. The customer, the service team has more love, or else because he knows what is the fault in the machine, what is the in and out of the machine, he will be knowing better. A service person will be knowing in and out of the machine, and we will make up as a marketing team. We make up if it is a rat, we will say it is a lion. It is a lion, and we more means I don't say everybody is in a general terms like our product. Even though if it is having some drawbacks, we say it is a very good product available in the market, and we sell. The perspective of a owner, like to satisfy the customer, and the perspective of the service person satisfying the customer is different or not? I just wanted to know from Satish sir.
First of all, Mr. Satish is also a manufacturer. He is not only service provider.
Okay.
They are into capital equipment manufacturing. Okay. So, Mr. Satish, you have to unmute. Mr. Satish, you have to unmute.
Actually, I lost it and came back. But anyway, I understood this question. So important is to even, this is the service training, but even for our sales team, I tell everybody, do not give any false promises to customer. Don't sell, or don't tell them which is out of the capability of our machine. another things we ensure that all our sales engineer, they are engineer by professions and they know applications, and we try to get as much as application data from the customer. And sometimes without application data, I don't even quote to the customer. So once we know the application, we quote a proper system or proper solution to the customer, and that always helps. Many times our sales engineer, they are always hurry to book order. Sir, बेच देते हैं हम लोग, हाँ बोल दो. I don't say no. I always want to have a proper application data from the customer.
And one more thing, Mr. Kumar, इसमें क्या होता है? You have to understand कि ये one time event नहीं है. You have to develop a culture in your company so that everybody responds in a certain way in your company. जैसे हम बोले culture, what do you mean by culture? Culture is the way people in your company or in your family or whatever circle you are talking about respond to certain situations unconsciously. So you have to develop the entire ecosystem for such kind of responses, that your employees also, when they go out, they think in that manner and act in that manner. So it starts with you. You have to first tolerate, जैसे अभी अगर आप किसी ऑर्डर के लालच में या ग्रीड में आके कॉम्प्रोमाइज करना शुरू कर देंगे तो डाउन द लाइन तो वो होना ही है. So it has to start with you. You have to take, initially you have to take a lot of pain. है ना? Maybe you have to forego certain. Yeah.
And one more thing, sir. If we promise something to customer and if we don't deliver, many times we take back our equipment and pay full to the customer, and that's a common standard policy. If we don't, whatever we promise, we always try to work with the customer. But many times we take back the equipment and pay money back to the customer.
Okay.
But the important thing in especially equipment or capital equipment, it's very important to understand the application of a customer, and we have an application team. What we do is we prepare quotation. All the sales team goes to the customer, they just collect the data, and we size system at the factory. We have an application manager and his team, and then we prepare quote and send to sales engineer, and then his job to negotiate with the customer. He on his own doesn't prepare a quote or size a product, because that is done at the factory by a proper application team.
Okay, great. So thank you very much, Mr. Satish. Mr. Samir, shall we start with that article? Has everybody read the article? I think Miss Amrita is not in the group, so I'll just appraise her of what we are talking about. Okay, we have shared an article in the WhatsApp group from Harvard Business Review, HBR, and Mr. Samir is going to now lead the session on discussion on that article. That article is, the title of the article is Playing It Safe. Playing it safe is riskier than you think. Playing it safe is riskier than you think. I'll share the article with you. You can read it. Mr. Samir, over to you.
Haji. Now, how would you like me to go about it? Would you like me to discuss out what exactly the article is saying, or would you, as everyone has read it, would it be better if everyone gives their opinion about that article or what they think about it?
I think if everyone has read it, what we will do is we will allow each and every participant to give his opinion. First of all, one opinion. Second, to share an incidence in a very brief incidents in their life where they have taken risk and succeeded, and taken risk and failed. Both the things, both the aspects. Okay, how this article is relevant to their way of working. Can they change anything based on this article? Would they like to change anything that they do in life or in business currently? Right. So these 2-3 lines, we can have discussion on these lines.
Before that, I just suggest maybe Samir bhai can just give an overview about that article. That will help to start the discussion.
Okay. Even Mr. Kumar, even Mr. Kumar is saying that he hasn't read it. So, Mr. Samir, if you can, just brief everybody with what that article
Just
says.
trying to pull on that phone.
I'll put it a little point wise
Yeah.
of what are the different things that has been said in the article.
Okay.
Right? The article is written by Mr. Bill Taylor, and he has started with giving us reasons of why organizations don't prefer to make changes in their systems in spite of knowing that it would be good if they changed. So the few reasons that normally organizations give are that our margins are too good, even though business is being eroded by new competitors. So we are very well placed. Our margins are quite good. And in spite of there being competitors, we don't need to change at present. Usually at present, but then it is never so. The next point argument they give is that our current products are still popular, even though a new generation of offerings is getting traction. हमारी प्रोडक्ट तो चल रही है ना, हमारी प्रोडक्ट तो सबको अच्छी लग रही है, दूसरे आ गए तो क्या हुआ? And the third argument they give is that our current distribution system cannot reach the customers. We need to reach to build a new business. कि हमारी जो सिस्टम है उस हिसाब से हम ये नए ग्रुप ऑफ कस्टमर्स को हम केटर नहीं कर पाएंगे. We are well off with where we are. हमें चेंज नहीं करना. ये आर्ग्यूमेंट्स जब ये देते हैं तो it is a sort of a basically there is a fear in them, a fear to change. So the first job of leadership is to identify and overcome the costs of complacency, to stop the fear of change itself. That is what the writer says. Right? Then the writer has said that there are difficult and uncertain times are often the best times for organization to differentiate themselves, but only if the leaders are prepared to change. अगर leader तैयार होगा, everything starts from the top. So if the leader is ready to change, then this change can be implemented. Problems that difficult times bring forward must inspire creative responses that reshape the markets and business. And then there is an example of General Motors that they gave, that depression, when they found that no one was buying the high value Buick, they started ask their own dealers to sell second-hand Buicks to their customers. So by doing so, they prevented other brands to tap into their market. So that was one innovative thing they thought about. So that is one of the examples. So executives and entrepreneurs face two very different sort of risks. One is make a bold move that fails, a risk called sinking the boat, or to fail to make a bold move that would have succeeded, a risk called missing the boat. It could be either of the two. Most worry about sinking the boat, and hence, even in flush times, they are so cautious and conservative. So the opportunity, though, for executives and entrepreneurs is to recognize the power of rocking the boat, searching for big ideas and small wrinkles inside and outside the organization that help you make waves and change the course. So you may not make a drastic change, but you make a change large enough so that your direction changes and you go towards a new path. Now, many established organizations are more better at reassuring themselves about the virtues of remaining as they are than they are at showing themselves the benefit of standing out and doing differently. This again reflects on the fear that we are quite good in our comfort zone. Why should we change? अभी तो कोई तकलीफ तो नहीं है ना. वो जानबूझ के ये नहीं सोचते हैं कि भी हमें दूर की नहीं सोचनी, अभी की सोच लो. So the greater danger for most of us does not lie in setting our aim too high and falling short, but in setting our aim too low and achieving our mark. So setting a low target and achieving it is more dangerous than setting a high target and falling a little short of it. This was proven by Michelangelo. So this wisdom is there since ages. It's only that whoever adopts it goes ahead. And maybe this is the crux of the whole thing. So,
okay. So I believe that the author is encouraging us that there are three options. कि जब भी आप business में होते हो, whenever you take a risk, so one is or do not take the risk. One is that you either sail the boat, है ना? You either sink the boat.
sink the boat.
है ना? You either sink the boat, or the another risk is you miss the boat. कि भाई एक opportunity आई, आपने risk नहीं लिया, तो you have missed the boat, right? तो उन्होंने एक बीच का रास्ता दिखाया है कि sinking the boat और missing the boat के बीच में एक रास्ता है rocking the boat, है ना? तो rocking the boat is what कि भाई इतनी जोर से भी rock ना करो कि आपकी boat sink हो जाए और इतनी भी opportunities miss ना करो कि आप कुछ नया कर ही ना पाओ, है ना? तो as they always say कि business is like riding a bicycle. If you don't pedal, you are falling. I mean, there is no, जैसे हम अपनी इकोनॉमी की बात करें तो आधे % 1% के लिए भी हम लड़ते हैं कि बढ़ानी है ना? कभी सोचा है कि आधे 1% बढ़ाने की दौड़ क्यों है? बिकॉज इकोनॉमी का बेसिक फितरत ही ऐसी है, अगर वो बढ़ेगी नहीं तो वो डिटेरियोरेट होगी, स्टेबल नहीं रहेगी, स्टेबल जैसी कोई चीज नहीं है ना? सो आई थिंक दिस. तो हाउ डू यू किक स्टार्ट? ओके, व्हाट वी विल डू इज every one of us can share an idea कि भाई have they taken any kind of risk in life, what kind of risk they have taken, has anybody sank his boat, has anybody missed an opportunity because of not taking the risk, or has anybody taken a risk which was just like rocking the boat and benefited from it? Is it okay? Is it okay, Mr. Samir?
It's good enough.
Okay,
that is the purpose basically.
Okay, so Dr. Hostin, as I see the video, I'll ask everybody. Dr. Hostin, what do you say? You have to unmute. You have to unmute.
It's okay?
Yeah, now you're audible.
Okay. Now, as far as taking a risk is concerned, we've been taking a lot of risk and all, but of late what we understand is taking a risk at this point of time is not that suitable, because I give you a simple example. A couple of years ago, one of my close friends did call me. He was my old friend. He was my very big customer also. He calls me 3 years ago saying, I want some 20-30 machines and all. Based on the friendship and all, I told my guys in the company that why not give him the machines and all. People in the company, they were dead against supplying him the machine, but I took a risk of supplying him machine without advance, but just being a friend and all. Now it's probably 4 years. The amount is in the tune of 18 to 20 lakhs. He has not paid me a single rupee. I'm knocking his doors every day, every night, but it's all in vain. So taking a risk, this, what I understand from some people is they are out in the market to fleece, innocent manufacturers like us, who on brand values just supply machines. So what I understand is taking blind risk is not very healthy, because we have done some blunders of late. And till day we have not received the money, and we have not filed a case against that people and all. In turn, understanding maybe today or tomorrow they'll refund the money, but it's almost 4 or 5 years. So that's how the things are now. We have burnt our fingers in many areas. So we don't take any more risk right now. Especially in supplying capital-based products to end users. As Satish ji told me that why not take 60, 70 or 80% advance, and then the rest is up to the customer. If it is a good customer, he gives you back the money. Or of late, what I've seen is people do away with the money. Yeah,
Okay, I want to ask you one question. कि before giving that machine, इतने लाख का material उधार देने से पहले, कि आपकी strategy, see, Mr. Houston, इसमें दो बातें हैं. You have to first understand what is risk, and second is you have to understand the difference between. See, आपने जो decision लिया, वो एक emotional decision था. आपका friend था, आपको अपने friend को कुछ देना था, है ना? Would you call it a risk? Risk हम यहाँ किसको बोलते हैं कि आपने कोई एक strategy define की जो आपको unknown territory में ले जा रही है,
Calculated risk.
एक uncertainty में ले जा रही है ना? Right? Now इसमें भी थोड़ा फर्क है समीर जी, calculated risk और उसमें. Calculated risk वो होता है जो probability based होता है. Probability is something which is based on some previous data, है ना? एक आता है uncertainty. You are going into an unknown terrain.
True.
है ना? तो रिस्क का मतलब होता है कि आपने एक स्ट्रेटेजी बनाई, राइट? वो स्ट्रेटेजी आपके कंसिस्टेंट पाथ से अलग थी. स्टिल यू डेयर टू गो देयर बिकॉज यू सॉ सम बेनिफिट इन दैट, है ना? सो आई डोंट लाइक टू यूज द वर्ड फेलियर, बट आई लाइक टू यूज द वर्ड अनडिजायर्ड कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस, राइट? सो जब आपने वो स्ट्रेटेजी का इम्प्लीमेंटेशन किया तो यू डिड नॉट गेट द कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस दैट यू हैड प्लान्ड. That is risk. Are you getting my point?
It's not the first time I'm doing a deal with him. I had a deal with him some couple of years. That time he did the payment perfectly before time. But this time he was prepared to fleece me. He had that in mind.
Fine. I agree with it. But I just wanted to make you understand the difference between risk and an emotional decision, or something which you get my point, no?
I got your point.
Okay, so Mr. Satish, I see you next.
So there are, if I read this article, it is more about adapting to the change in situations.
No, it's not about adapting. It's about being proactively going into the turmoil.
Okay, the turmoil. So there are two cases. Maybe as a personal friend or a business. In our business, we do lot of changes. Lot of times we go to uncertain territories. Many times we have an application where we are not you take a risk our equipment.
Your voice is breaking.
We do a lot of
Mr. Satish, your voice is breaking.
Last year we started exploring other than plastic
Mr.
markets.
Satish, your voice is breaking.
Can you hear me now?
Now we
Can you hear me now?
No, it's not clear.
Yeah, see, now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello.
बोलिए.
Actually, I'm losing out and coming back again. I don't know why.
सर आप एक काम
Can
करो.
you hear me now?
आप वीडियो बंद कर दो.
Okay.
आवाज ज्यादा क्लियर है इस बार.
In the meantime, Miss Usha and Miss Amrita, I can see you. So if you can come up with some
example, maybe.
You have to unmute.
So who's coming?
Yeah, Miss Amrita, you can start.
What I have not read the article, but then what I have understood from your briefing, the risk in our business, strategic risk that we took when we expanded our business from one outlet to 2 outlets to 3 outlets. So what we do is that all outlets prepare fresh gravies, fresh whatever ingredients, recipes, fresh at each and every outlet it is made. So just to standardize things and, to run all the outlets efficiently, we took a risk of setting up a central kitchen, and centralizing the gravies. So it was a risk because we are known for giving the freshest of ingredients without any preservative, without any color. And all our customers know that, most of them are doctors and Jain, and a lot of all our customers knows that, we make everything fresh there. Aap order karoge, tabhi wo banayenge, tabhi wo karenge. So we didn't want to lose on this competency. And secondly, that we don't use any color or preservative. So we set up a central kitchen. We started making very, very, very basic gravies there, 2 or 3 gravies. Initially, customer तो कुछ बोले, उससे पहले हमारे हर जगह के स्टाफ को इश्यूज आने लगे कि they are centralizing things, the power is being taken away from them. So it was we had एक दिन ग्रेवी बनाते थे, दूसरे दिन वो लोग कुछ गड़बड़ बोलते थे, नहीं ये ठीक नहीं है, तीसरे दिन बंद कर देते थे. Then again हम लोग बोलते थे नहीं, हमें we need to centralize things, we need to standardize things, give the same taste, same authenticity everywhere. Cook change hoga, hath change hoga, taste change hoga. We didn't want to get into that. And when you're managing 4 outlets, then being present at all the outlets becomes very difficult. So that was a risk we took from our store. We already had some place there. We started making gravies there, and it really took. मतलब जब वो accepted हो गया, it took little time to get through the staff. See, this is for the benefit of the organization. So when things were accepted, उसका result इतना अच्छा था कि जो चीजें हमारी पिकअप इतनी अच्छी, एक आउटलेट पे वो कस्टमर खा के आएगा तो दूसरे आउटलेट पे वो बोलेगा कि ये मेरे को वो आउटलेट पे आपके राजमा वो आउटलेट पे बहुत अच्छे थे. तो ये धीरे धीरे कस्टमर रिव्यूज आने लगे कि और हमारी जो क्वांटिटी पिकअप होती थी उससे डबल पिकअप होनी चालू हो गई. So that was a strategic risk that we took of centralizing to a certain extent, standardizing to a certain extent, which went pretty well. And it has helped a lot. हमारा menu designing, menu upscale, सब कुछ करना बहुत easy हो गया है अभी. Second thing, the risk we took but did not, we failed, was when we take forward the business, the IT also has to step up, the IT systems and everything. When we try to do that, जैसे आजकल आप restaurants में जाते होंगे तो they take order from mobile apps. They think that it's very quick or something new कि mobile से आप select करो चीजें, it directly goes to the kitchen and everything. And we were looking forward to such fully 360-degree solutions, IT solutions. So we did get into it, though we have always known that IT हमारा थोड़ा सा weak रहता है because our manpower is not completely skilled. It is partially skilled. It is not completely educated also. So we had given this limitations to our IT firm who was partnering us in this, and we did launch it for 1 month, but then it really failed, and we had to roll back and get back to our old systems. And once you fail, then getting back to the, मतलब फिर उसके बाद सोचना कि वापस से कुछ change लाओ, क्योंकि जो employees है उनका सोचना, even they have lot of rigidity towards change. If we try to bring change in the culture, change in HR's policies going in that unit, change in IT, the way they, जिस तरह से वो अपना IT ऑपरेट कर रहे हैं, और फिर हमको चेंज लाइक नहीं, आज से ऑर्डर्स ऐसे ही देने हैं, ऐसे नहीं देने हैं, आज से KOT किचन में जाएगी, फिर आप बिल बनाओगे, जो भी. So there is lot of rigidity when it comes to manpower also, to go through them and then वो system लाना. So we failed there, and to some extent कुछ units ने adopt किया, but it was a failure there. So these are 2 strategic decisions that we took, major. One was a success and one was a failure.
Okay, now I want to. Okay, Mr. Sameer, you want to ask a question?
Yes. Mr. Ji, do you think that if you had taken the actual people who are supposed to implement your decisions, if you had taken those people into confidence before implementing, then it would have been a different scenario. Maybe the acceptance would have been much better.
Yes, that is true. The managers were taken into confidence. Rather, we had rolled it in such a way that हमारा system साथ में चल रहा था और दूसरा system parallelly चलाने को बोला था. The managers were very enthusiastic because उनका काम कम हो रहा था.
जो लोग ये करने वाले थे, not only the managers, the people who are going to implement that, or maybe the cooks, right? Who felt that their power of making the right kind of food was being taken away because there was a centralized place which make the basic gravy, right? So,
that was successful.
Yes, but then the resistance initially which came in, right, that would have been maybe better accepted if you would have talked to them first that we are proposing to bring is this change, which overall could benefit us all in taking this
Yes.
forward.
तो I understood. Sir, आप बताइए ग्रेवी बनाने के लिए जनरली हमारी जो कुक्स की ड्यूटी है ना 10-11 बजे चालू होती है, रेस्टोरेंट 12 बजे तक चालू हो जाता है. उनको सुबह 8 बजे हम बुलाते हैं, सुबह के 4 घंटे का उनका एक्स्ट्रा पे हम देते हैं. कुक आता है तो अकेला तो काम करता नहीं, उसके साथ 3 और बंदे आते हैं जो उसको हेल्प करते हैं. 4 बंदों का एक्स्ट्रा सैलरी ओवर टाइम कम हो रहा है तो उसको अच्छा लगेगा कि बुरा लगेगा?
नहीं, मतलब देखो ऐसा है, जब आप इम्प्लीमेंट करोगे तो ये तो होने ही वाला था. You were definitely saving on something, that is why you were implementing.
But then still they were when they understood that it's the organization at the end which is being benefited, we did accommodate their salaries and everything accordingly कि उनको कोई major loss नहीं हो. But then they understood, all of them they understood very well.
दबा रहे थे पेट को कि यहाँ दुख रहा है, लेकिन दुख रहा था सर में, ऐसी चीज हो जाती है.
सही बात है. जी 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 जी.
Okay, so we have an example जहाँ पर एक risk लिया तो I mean we benefited, and एक risk लिया तो the benefit we could not get the benefit that we had thought about. Okay, fine. So आपका lesson क्या है? Risk लेना चाहिए या नहीं लेना चाहिए?
बिल्कुल लेना चाहिए. जब तक लेंगे नहीं समझ में नहीं आएगा कि ये गलत है. हम जो सोच रहे हैं, the story that we are cultivating is correct or not, but then it has to be calculated. अगर मैंने बोल दिया होता कि मेरा पुराना सिस्टम बंद करो, आज से नया सिस्टम चालू, and it is 200% more efficient, I'm going to get these reports on my hand if you operate this system, and they would have stopped that using that system, the old system. It would have been a major problem because हमारे सारा financial data संभल नहीं पाता. वो 1 महीने का पीरियड हमें बहुत महंगा पड़ जाता. So taking a risk is very important, but then when you know you're entering an unknown territory, it should be calculated. You should know कि मैं कितने गड्ढे में गिरने वाला हूँ.
So prepare for the worst. Okay, Mr. Gaurang, I see you next. तो आप समझ गए ना कि भाई वो रिस्क टेकिंग पे एक आर्टिकल था, कितना रिस्क लेना चाहिए, कितना नहीं लेना चाहिए, लेना, और हम रिस्क टेकिंग के ऊपर थोड़ा सा डिस्कशन कर रहे हैं. तो व्हाट इज आपने अपनी लाइफ में
Unfortunately, I have not read the article because of could not spare the time. But as
कल हमारी टाइम मैनेजमेंट पे ही है क्लास, कोचिंग सेशन.
मुश्किल लग रहा है.
इसलिए मैंने कहा ना कि कल हमारा टाइम मैनेजमेंट पे ही है और उसके लिए आपको टाइम लगाना मुश्किल, निकालना मुश्किल लग रहा है.
नहीं,
Okay,
anyway,
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. The thing which I would like to share here about the risk taking and doing it differently from what you are doing at present. तो basically मैं बताऊंगा कि from last 30 years I am purely a marketing person. मैं प्रोडक्ट बेचता था, किसी और ने बनाई हुई ब्रांड है, छोटी ब्रांड है, बड़ी ब्रांड है, but because of the capabilities of the marketing skills, selling skills, I am able to sell it. Somehow 12 to 15 years down the line, आज से 15 साल पहले मुझे ऐसा लगा कि अभी कुछ दुनिया में जैसे चेंज आ रहे हैं, ऑनलाइन बेचना चालू हो गया है वर्ल्ड वाइड, और धीरे धीरे मल्टीनेशनल कंपनियां अपनी दुकानें इंडिया में खोल रही है, तो ऐसा लग रहा है कि धीरे धीरे मिडल मैन का कांटा निकल रहा है। यानी इफ यू आर ए डिस्ट्रीब्यूटर, इफ यू आर ए डीलर फ्रॉम सम कंपनीज, your margins are shrinking and the companies are directly coming to the end users. तो उस केस में मैं तो कभी मैन्युफैक्चरिंग का आदमी था नहीं और ना ही आज भी हूं, but I decided to venture into a different product which is called the dehumidifiers, कि उसको हमको बनाना है, क्योंकि वहां पे मैंने देखा कि इंडिया में मैन्युफैक्चरर कम है, खासकर गुजरात में कोई भी नहीं है, और जो भी है छूट मुट के 2-4 पीस बना लेते हैं एज ए बाय प्रोडक्ट के, साइड प्रोडक्ट के हिसाब से। तो वहां पे कुछ ऑर्गेनाइज एफर्ट डाली जाए कि जहां पे अपनी एक ब्रांड हो, अपने पास एक अच्छा सा सेटअप हो। तो मार्केट, मेरा दिल कहता था कि मार्केट है, पर उस टाइम पे मेरे पास कोई मार्केट सर्वे या ऐसा कुछ रिसर्च था नहीं, और मैन्युफैक्चरिंग मेरा कभी कॉम्पिटेंसी रहा नहीं। कोर कॉम्पिटेंसी तो बात की बात है, कॉम्पिटेंसी ही नहीं था मेरा, सेल्स और मार्केटिंग कॉम्पिटेंसी रहा है। फिर भी आई डिसाइडेड टू वेंचर इनटू दैट जस्ट बिकॉज कि 5 साल बाद में मेरे पास जितनी कंपनियों की डीलरशिप है, अगर वो नहीं रही, या तो उन्होंने मुझे निकाल दिया है, या तो मेरे पास वो मार्जिन नहीं रहा है वो प्रोडक्ट बेचने का, तो मुझे एक ऑल्टरनेटिव सोर्स चाहिए। और जहां पे कस्टमर जाके कुछ भी सर्च करेगा, कि क्योंकि आज की दुनिया में आपको भी मालूम है, जैसे ही आप ब्रांड नेम डालते हो और मॉडल नंबर डालते हो, पर्टिकुलरली इंडस्ट्रियल प्रोडक्ट में, आपके पास वर्ल्ड वाइड की सप्लायर भी आ जाता है, मैन्युफैक्चरर भी आ जाता है, उसका पीडीएफ भी मिल जाता है, सब कुछ मिल जाता है, कुछ छुपा नहीं रहता है। पहले ऐसा नहीं था। तो मैंने ये सोचा कि मेरी ब्रांड नहीं होगी तो ये सब नहीं होने वाला, तो हमने अपनी ब्रांड से स्टार्ट किया। और आज पेंडेमिक के टाइम पे भी और डिमोनेटाइजेशन के टाइम पे भी जो झटके लगे हैं इंडस्ट्रीज को, और खास करके ट्रेडिंग इंडस्ट्रीज को, मार्केट इंडस्ट्रीज को, समीर भाई अच्छी तरह से एक्सप्लेन कर पाएंगे इसको, वो झटकों को मैं मैन्युफैक्चरिंग के प्रॉफिट के सामने बैलेंस कर पाया। झटका तो यहीं पे भी लगा है, लेकिन मार्केटिंग के प्रॉफिट का शेयर एक फिक्स होता है, एक रेंज में आपको मिलता है जब आप किसी अलग ब्रांड को मार्केट करते हैं। और जब आप मैन्युफैक्चरिंग करते हैं तो आपके पास एक थोड़ा ज्यादा शेयर रहता ही है प्रॉफिट का, उसको आप कई और तरीके से खेल सकते हैं। मैं तो ये बोलूंगा कि खेल सकते हैं और अपना अच्छी तरह से इंडस्ट्री को, अपनी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन को आगे ले जा सकते हैं। तो दैट इज माय कैलकुलेटेड थिंग। आज भी मैं कोर प्रोडक्शन में नहीं जाता हूं। मैं भी ये मानता हूं कि अगर मेरी इतनी एक्सपर्टी हुई है, अगर मैं प्रोडक्शन के अंदर जाके कॉस्टिंग को कम करना चाहूंगा तो कर सकता हूं, बट मैं उस पे अभी फोकस नहीं कर रहा हूं। मैं फोकस उल्टी साइड कर रहा हूं कि मार्केट पे, अलग एप्लीकेशन पे, नए कस्टमर पे, और वहां पे शेयर बनाना चाहता हूं, ना कि कॉस्टिंग को कम करना। तो ये कुछ है जो मेरे हिसाब से मेरे लिए वर्कआउट हुआ है।
ओके, गुड, ग्रेट। मिस उषा जी, आपने अपनी लाइफ में ऐसी कैसी सिचुएशंस देखी है जहां पे आपको फायदा तो दिख रहा था? देखिए, हम रास्ते पे चलते हैं, कोई भी नया रास्ता चुनते हैं तो ये डेफिनेट है कि उसमें कुछ ना कुछ फायदा हमें दिखता है, लेकिन उस फायदे के साथ कुछ डेंजर्स भी इन्वॉल्व होते हैं, है ना, ऑलवेज। तो इट्स ऑल अबाउट कॉस्ट बेनिफिट, या जिसको कहते हैं कि डेंजर और फायदा। तो जब हम रिस्क की बात करते हैं तो रिस्क का मतलब होता है कि व्हेन वी एक्सपोज आवरसेल्व्स टू अ सिचुएशन which can create a loss for us, है ना, फिर भी हम उसे ट्राई करते हैं, फिर भी हम उस तरफ चलते हैं ताकि वो जो बेनिफिट्स दे रहा है वो हमें मिल सके। राइट? हैव आई एक्सप्लेन्ड इट क्लियरली? राइट? तो ऐसी सिचुएशन आपने लाइफ में ऐसे कभी दो रहा, ऐसी कोई चॉइस आपने चुनी है जहां लॉस भी था, फायदा भी था? और मिस्टर मेहुल गोयल हैज टू लीव। ओके, या आई कैन अंडरस्टैंड मेहुल, बस विल टेक 10-15 मिनट्स। हम भी फर्स्ट टाइम ही एक्सरसाइज कर रहे हैं, सो मे बी वी विल ओवरशूट बाय 4-5 मिनट्स। आई होप यू डोंट माइंड। अगर इफ somebody has an engagement or appointment, please feel free, है ना, but we'll take 10 minutes. So उषा, मिस उषा जी, आपने अपनी लाइफ में, you have to unmute yourself.
ऐसी सिचुएशन आई है मेरे बिजनेस में जब हमारी सेकंड जनरेशन ने इसके अंदर पार्टिसिपेट करना शुरू किया, तो उन्होंने कई बार हमें बोला कि आप जिस तरह से बिजनेस कर रहे थे अब वो सिचुएशन नहीं है। अब अगर मार्केट के हिसाब से हम अपने आप को चेंज नहीं करेंगे तो हम पिछड़ जाएंगे। उस समय काफी कैलकुलेशन के बाद मुझे ये दिमाग में आया, जो अमृता ने भी आज डिस्कस किया, मुझे ये था कि सेंट्रल किचन, क्योंकि आज तक हमारे इंडस्ट्री में मैंने जितने भी सेंट्रल किचन अभी तक देखे थे, जिनसे भी मैंने सलाह लेने की कोशिश की, उन्होंने हमें हमेशा नेगेटिव साइड ही हमें दिखाई कि दिस इज नॉट सक्सेसफुल। तो जब ये सब सोचने के बाद, सब एस्पेक्ट सोचने के बाद, जब मैंने हमारी नई जनरेशन के जो उनके थॉट्स थे उनको ध्यान में लिया, तो मुझे भी कुछ तो हुआ कि नहीं, एक बार तो हमें ये चांस लेना चाहिए। देन हमने ये सोचा कि ये केवल सेंट्रलाइज किचन नहीं होगा हमारा। मैंने उसमें हमने थोड़ी सी चेंजेस की कि दिस इज सेंट्रलाइज किचन। हम अगर जब पूरा स्टाफ वहां रखते हैं तो मेरी कॉस्ट तो बहुत बढ़ गई। अब अगर उन्हें केवल सेंट्रलाइज किचन की तरह ही मैं काम करती हूँ और ये सक्सेसफुल नहीं जाता है, तो मेरे लिए तो एक बहुत बड़ा मतलब सैलरी स्ट्रक्चर मेरे ऊपर आ गया, जो मेरे लिए पे करना इस हालात के अंदर मुश्किल था। देन हमने ये सोचा कि हमें अब यहाँ से जो मॉर्निंग के अंदर है, हम इसकी जो कैपेसिटी है पूरी तरह से सेंट्रल किचन की तरह यूज करें, और उसके बाद जो कैपेसिटी है पूरा दिन हम किस तरह अपनी कॉस्ट को कम कर सकें, सेंट्रल किचन की कॉस्ट को कम कर सकें, इसके लिए हमने वहां से क्लाउड किचन शुरू किया, जो अब मार्केट में ये ट्रेंड आ रहा है। हमें मतलब मुझे इतनी खुशी हो रही है कि मेरा ये जो हमारा पूरे जो ग्रुप का था, हमारी नई जनरेशन का, मेरा और मिस्टर बिरनी के जो ख्यालात थे, जो हमने कोशिश की, जरूर हमारे पर एक बहुत बड़ा बर्डन था, पर वो हम सक्सेसफुल थे इसके अंदर।
ग्रेट ओके, नाइस। ओके, आई हैव नाम ने Vivo 1916 इनका लॉगिन नेम है, Vivo 1916। आई सी नेक्स्ट Vivo 1916।
Yes.
अच्छा, you could log in.
Yes.
Great.
बहुत लेट लॉग इन हुई हूँ।
अच्छा।
काफी लेट हुई हूँ, 4:30 को हुई हूँ करीब।
अच्छा, आपने मिस्टर सतीश का बहुत ही बढ़िया सेशन। ओके, तो मैडम आपका क्या कहना है, जब हम रिस्क लेते हैं तो कौन सी चीजें जो हमें रोकती हैं, कौन सी चीजें जो हमें पुश करती हैं, और हमें किन चीजें, जैसे एक बात मैडम ने बताई कि हमें दोनों साइड देखनी चाहिए और इवैल्यूएट करना चाहिए। कई बार दोनों साइड देख के भी, इवैल्यूएट करके भी हमें वो सही रास्ता नहीं मिलता है ना? तो आपका क्या ख्याल है इस पे?
मेरा तो एक्सपीरियंस ये है कि रिस्क तो लेना ही चाहिए। बिजनेस में अगर रिस्क नहीं लेते हैं तो प्रोग्रेस नहीं कर पाते, मगर हाँ बहुत सोच के लेना पड़ता है रिस्क। और दूसरा कि मार्केट सर्वे भी प्रॉपर होना चाहिए। दूसरा कि हमारी प्रोडक्ट में हमेशा इम्प्रूवमेंट होना चाहिए। हम सोचते हैं कि हाँ हमारी प्रोडक्ट बहुत बेनिफिट करती है, लोगों में पॉपुलर है, ये है वो है, मगर जैसे ही मार्केट में भी जनरेशन बदलती है, सपोज कि हमारा मेडिसिन का काम है, तो जो पहले हम बहुत साल पहले बिजनेस करते थे तो जो भी रिटेलर थे तो वो खुद हमको एक इज्जत से सपोर्ट करते थे, नहीं मैडम आपकी प्रोडक्ट बहुत अच्छा है, हम अच्छे से सेल करेंगे। कस्टमर को समझाने का भी ट्राई करते थे कि नहीं ये प्रोडक्ट ज्यादा फायदा करेगी। मगर उनकी भी नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, सेकंड जनरेशन आई है तो वो बहुत फास्ट है और वो ऐसा नहीं करती है, तो हमको भी वो हिसाब से चेंज लेना पड़ता है। हम वो मन में भर के नहीं बैठ सकते कि हमारी प्रोडक्ट बहुत अच्छे से चल रही है तो हमेशा ही चलेगी, और हमेशा इम्प्रूवमेंट प्रोडक्ट में भी करना पड़ता है। हमारी जो स्टाइल है, बिजनेस स्टाइल, उसमें भी इम्प्रूवमेंट काफी कुछ करना पड़ता है, नहीं तो बहुत जल्दी झटके से डाउन हो जाते हैं, पता भी नहीं चलता है। तो ये एक्सपीरियंस है थोड़ा सा मेरा।
ओके राइट। सो एक और इम्पोर्टेंट बात आई कि जितनी ज्यादा इंफॉर्मेशन हम गैदर कर सकें है ना, रिस्क को जितना प्रोबेबिलिटी में कन्वर्ट कर सके, अनसर्टेनिटी से जितना प्रोबेबिलिटी में हम आ सके, उतना बेटर रहेगा रिस्क टेकिंग में. वुड यू एग्री? वुड एवरीबॉडी? ओके, मिस्टर कुमार, आई सी यू नेक्स्ट.
First thing I want to take about the good thing happened because of taking risk. I started my business in the year 2005, and in compressor and dryer field, what we usually sell to the customer is a fixed set technical details we have, and then we show to the customer and we sell the material. Till 2015, 2015, I was doing the same thing, and there was no exposure to the other fields, and then I was like feeling sick of doing this work. And then I started implementing my mind and then it to the conveying field and desk collector. In that juncture, my partner is my father. So he was telling like, is it okay to take risk at this point of time because you're married and then we have a lot of other responsibilities. Do you want to take the risk? I risk, and then now 5 years I have made double the out of 10 years what business I have done in these 5 years, and then I've got a lot of technical knowledge. Now, since we are doing only tailor-made machineries, I get respect from the customer side too. Because when we are doing a technical discussion, customer also feels very close to them. We work to their need and then we give the support. So this is one thing which happened to me in the year 2015. By taking risk, I was like feeling good. And then the second part, why we shouldn't take the risk. There is a company by name Toyota Kirloskar which manufactures these Toyota Innova vehicles. There is a person by name Rajesh Verma who is a major vendor of safety products to Toyota Kirloskar. He is known to me from 2002. Since we had an interaction regularly, he is quite a aged person and he has a good value in Toyota. So he had one requirement of checking of vehicles like Corolla and Innova. When it comes to the bay, before dispatch, they have to check the dent or scratches on the car. So when you're checking the dent or scratches, there should be only one source of light. They cannot check it in an open space. So they are going to take the vehicle in a bay. They'll park it. They have to close that area, and then the tube lights will be switched on, and then they have to check every half feet. They have to take a scale, and then they have to check. So the closing screen, he asked me whether you will be able to do. I, without knowing the capacity of one person only by his words, I believed him and took the risk, and then we went into Toyota Kirloskar, and it was an absolute failure because that person whom I thought like he will be able to do the job, he did not do it. Because of me, Rajesh Verma was not able to get the points, or else he lost his name because of me. So at that particular point of time, what I personally felt is, without knowing the capacity of the other person whom you are going to depend, we should not take the risk.
Okay. So your lesson is ke, okay, sorry, yeah.
So after this incident, I started taking a calculated risk, as Madam said, and then as Gaurang Shah said, like I just do my homework. Risk gives me a kick now. Risk gives me a kick, but I calculate now.
Okay, yeah, that's very interesting. Risk gives me a kick now. Very interesting.
Risk when it is successful gives you a kick.
नहीं.
Again, sir, when they lost
It's a kickback.
Lost my name in Toyota.
The voice. Yeah, you went on mute.
Hello.
Salman ji, you went on mute.
Yeah.
Okay. That I mean, his finishing. I would key takeaway would be risk gives you a kick. Good, very nice. Okay, Mr. Satish, if you are, I mean, online now. I mean, is your internet okay? Can you hear?
Yes.
You can switch on your mobile, your video, and you can share your thought on that risk taking. Yeah.
See, as far as our company is concerned, working with the multinational company, whenever we have to go for a new product, new market, we always collect a lot of data and we prepare a business case studies, and without that we don't get approvals. So most of the times everything is backed by proper data. Last year we decided to venture into a different market segment. Uh, our main expertise in plastic industry. So whatever product we do, it is in plastic, supplied to plastic industry. But last year we decided to venture into machine tool industry, laser industry, and we knew that our chiller could work in that industry as well. And we hired a technically competent person to take care of that market, and we started developing product for that market. And last 1 year we got some good success, and we started selling into the other market, which was difficult for years back. We were concentrating only on the plastic industry, but now we are also selling our chillers to machine tool, laser industry, hospitals, pharma industry, process industry. So that's a kind of a success, I can say, that achieved.
Okay. So for you, risk paid off very well, commercially, financially. I think we have lost him. We can't hear you. Okay, fine.
He said, no, we have a market and we should have this in our product portfolio. We did 6 months of design work. We launched that product, but was not so successful. We could not sell much.
Okay. Okay.
But that things happens.
Okay. Okay. So, I think it was a good session, Samirji. Hello. Yeah.
आप म्यूट पे हो.
Yeah. I'm sorry. मेरा connection चला गया था. Okay. So I think we had a very good discussion, and Samir ji, ये idea को और थोड़ा हम evolve करेंगे. So with that, I think we should conclude, because already we have run out. So what was your experience, Miss Amrita? You are the first timer with us.
Thank you for inviting to this discussion. It was very nice to know so many point of views and knowing about so many people who in their own businesses are facing the similar situations that we face.
Okay, great. So that is the
learn from them.
So that is the objective of this group. We have peer learning. We have, across industry learning, so that, we can implement those ideas in our lives and our businesses also. So we'll keep this going. Tomorrow, Sunday, 11 o'clock, we'll be having session on time management. Then we have started that series on Wednesday also. And on Saturdays, we'll be having such Q storming sessions, contributors, idea contributor sessions, and knowledge sharing from articles and books, right? I request again all of you, if your friends can join in, if you have somebody in your social circle or business circle who would like to join into these deep conversations, please invite them and let us make this group bigger and bigger. And Ms. Amrita, if you can share me your number, I'll add you to that WhatsApp group where we give updates and we share knowledge for these purposes.
Sure, sir. I'll WhatsApp. Yeah.
Great. So thank you all. Thank you very much. It was really a nice session. Thank you, Samirji, for your idea of book review. I mean, we'll discuss further. Miss Usha. Yeah.
मैं ट्राई करूंगी पूरी तरह से, पर 11 बजे मेरे लिए थोड़ा awkward situation है.
I understand. Give it a try. वरना यही सीरीज हम वहाँ वेडनेसडे को रिपीट कर रहे हैं, तो वहाँ भी हम ले सकते हैं. But be comfortable. Thank you so much. Thank you for okay, Samir ji, हम बात करेंगे and we will then evolve this thing. Okay. Thank you.